Hello and welcome. I'm Melinda Kimami. Tonight, President Muhammadu Buhari condemns the attack on Ancha village in Plateau State, which killed at least 20 people on Friday, vows to prevent Plateau State from returning to turbulence. And residents of Ancha community narrate ordeal following yesterday's attack on their community by suspected herdsmen. The Department of State Services reveals how it foiled a plot by a terror group to disrupt the Salah celebrations by attacking parts of northern Nigeria. And Hurricane Irma hits Cuba as it surges towards Florida, triggering massive evacuation of residents.
On Business News tonight, Central Bank of Nigeria assures more forex liquidity as total interventions in the country's foreign exchange market nears $10 billion.
And on Sports News tonight, Plateau United emerged champions in the Nigeria Professional Football League for the 2016-2017 season after beating former champions Rangers 2-0 in Jos.
We begin tonight with President Muhammadu Buhari's reaction to the killings in Ancha village in Basa local government area of Plateau State, where at least 20 people were left dead on Friday morning. A statement from his senior special assistant on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, says, and I quote, "It's unlawful of anyone or group to take the laws into their hands in the name of revenge or reprisals, rather than follow due process by allowing law enforcement agencies to fish out any such aggressors who will be made to face justice." End of quote. President Buhari is assuring the people of his government's commitment to protecting lives and property. Meanwhile, the residents of Ancha village in the Basa local government area are finding it difficult to come to terms with the attack on Friday morning. But the police and other security agencies have vowed to arrest the perpetrators and bring them to justice.
Ancha community still mourning the loss of loved ones following the attack on the community in the early hours of September the 8th. Many of the injured are receiving treatment in hospital, although 2 have died. Others have been referred to the Jos University Teaching Hospital as their cases are said to be critical. One of the survivors of the assassin's bullets, but whose wife and 2 children lost their lives in the attack, narrates his ordeal in Hausa.
In the night, while we were sleeping, we started hearing gunshot sounds outside our doors. We do not know who they are, but heard them speaking in Fulani and shouting, "Come out, come out." We were sleeping in the room. Then they broke our door and entered the room. While they were forcing their way to enter, I escaped to hide in a hut. I left my wife and 2 children on the bed. They killed my wife and 2 children.
Those in the community believe that this is probably a reprisal following the murder of a Fulani teenager a week before the attack, for which 5 suspects are currently in police custody.
Irigweman is known for peace, and we condemned what happened last week totally. Nobody is in support of what happened last week. It's like an occultic thing, and if that thing that happened today is taken for, a revenge, then it's unfortunate. I don't believe we can live like this. Nigeria is a country of law and order.
We in the leadership with the national body of Irigwe people, who are the major inhabitants of this land, vowed into a promise to take some decisive actions. We were invited to the security outfit in Jos, that is Operation Safe Haven, alongside other security apparatus. And we, the Fulani community and the Irigwe people, all promised to work and fish out the perpetrators.
In all of these, the police insist they are working to ensure that crime is reduced to the barest minimum in the area.
I want to assure the community that those who have perpetrated this crime will be fished out and will be prosecuted. For the first offense, that's the alleged killing of the other Fulani boy, we have 5 suspects at hand. So we believe with that, we don't expect that anybody should have taken law into his hand, because already 5 people have been arrested in respect of that one. And we have no doubt we are going to arrest those who have perpetrated this one.
As security operatives strive to unravel the motive behind the dastardly act, others are asking that the perpetrators be found and made to face the wrath of the law.
Two female suicide bombers have blown themselves up close to an NDLE checkpoint on the outskirts of Maiduguri, the Borno state capital. They were the only casualties recorded, while 8 others, including the personnel of the NDLE, sustained injuries and is responding to treatment. Police authorities at the Borno State Command, who confirmed the incident, explained that the 2 girls detonated IEDs against a vehicle on the feeder road off Maiduguri-Mafa Highway. Normalcy has been restored in the area after it was rendered safe by the police EOD team. Meanwhile, in neighboring Yobe State, 6 people believed to have been abducted by the Boko Haram terrorists have been freed by troops under Operation Lafia Dole. And newly appointed commissioners of police across Nigeria are promising to beef up security to ensure that people live without fear of being robbed, kidnapped, or even killed. This comes as the Inspector General of Police promised that the force will continue to build its various state commands. This was reiterated during the commissioning of the new state command headquarters in Lafia, the Nasarawa state capital.
The start of the ember months usually signify the countdown to the end of the year. This final quarter of the year comes with the apprehension of an increase in criminal activities all over the country. There's renewed energy to tackle crime as a wind of change blows across some of the state police commands.
You have vindicated.
In Lagos State, southwest Nigeria, the newly appointed Commissioner of Police reels out lofty plans for the state to ensure the security of lives and property.
I intend to, within the first 2 months as Commissioner of Police Lagos State, reduce crime rates in these states by 30%. I intend to restore Lagos State as the safest and most peaceful state to live in and to do business in Africa.
That's a copy of the handing over notes that has been presented.
A little further down the southwest coast, the Ondo State Division of Police is also bidding goodbye to its Commissioner of Police and swearing in a new one.
The Constitution places on our shoulder the duties of protection of lives and property, among others. You will however agree with me that the police require the collaboration of all stakeholders to succeed in this task.
In Akwa Ibom State, South Nigeria, the police command says it recorded significant improvement in security since the assumption of office by the new commissioner.
A total of 140 suspects were arrested for various offenses, ranging from armed robbery to cultism and other crimes, most of which have been charged to court.
Staying in the South region, the war against crime continues as police arrest a man who claims to be a bishop on suspicion of killing his new bride. And in the southeast, the Anambra State Police Command is assuring residents that it will continue to deliver on its mandate of securing lives and property.
I wish to reiterate the readiness of the command to continue partnering with other security agencies and law-abiding citizens of the state to eliminate all forms of crimes and criminality.
Nasarawa State in north-central Nigeria gets a new command headquarters commissioned by the state governor Tanko Almakura to enhance security operations.
Standard for pre-qualification of recruits or people that will be employed as policemen should be raised so that the kind and caliber of people, even as recruits, as rank and file, should have certain basic education.
It's a positive feedback for the police boss, who not only gives an assurance that such plans are underway, but that they will equally meet the United Nations requirement.
The police force is operating obviously far below the United Nations ratio of policing personnel to the citizens. What we are trying to do, and which we have requested from the government, is that we want to recruit for the now and the next 5 years to be recruiting 31,000 every year.
According to the police, these are just some of the changes to send Nigerians a message that security of lives and property is a year-round priority as the force headquarters and state commands continue to strategize.
The Eid al-Kabir festivities may have been observed without any hitches, but that was not because there were no intentions by some spoilers to disrupt the celebration. Information released by the Department of State Security, DSS, indicates that it uncovered and foiled plans by a group of terrorists, the Islamic State of West Africa, led by Habib al-Banawi, to cause mayhem during the event. The Secret Service, in a statement, explains that the plan was to attack select targets in Abuja, Kano, Kaduna, Niger, Bauchi, Yobe and Borno State. The mastermind is said to be an IED expert, one Hussaini Mai Tangaran, who allegedly led the attacks on the office of the Assistant Inspector General of Police, Zone 1, in 2012, as well as other public places in Kano State. And still on security matters, top naval officers from the United States have pledged multifaceted support for Nigeria's Navy to fight the problems in the Gulf of Guinea affecting the fragile recovery of Nigeria's economy. This was the outcome of a meeting between the naval authorities of the two countries. But while support was a key issue, our correspondent Ajuri Ngalale reports that strategic advice was also given at that meeting.
Commander of the United States Navy's Command for Africa and Europe has come to Nigeria, consulting with Nigeria's Chief of Naval Staff and other top leaders of the Nigerian Navy concerning issues bordering around the Gulf of Guinea. Nigeria's economy is gradually improving, but threats remain. Hoping to deal with them decisively, officers of the Nigerian Navy welcome their American colleagues. Settling down to business, the United States Navy commander of the Africa and Europe Command, Admiral Michelle Howard, is unequivocal about American intentions.
I, as the commander, regard the Nigerian Navy as a key regional partner in securing the Gulf of Guinea, and I seek to strengthen our relationship, assisting you in providing protection to Nigeria's future, her economic security, and enhancing regional stability.
According to Nigeria's Chief of Naval Staff, precise areas of support are being facilitated.
In areas of training, in logistical support, as well as even the assets we use for our patrols, including the surveillance systems.
At the National Defense College, the first female admiral in the 241-year history of the U.S. Navy warns Nigerian military leaders of the competitive deficiency of armies which fail to incorporate female talent.
What Afghanistan taught us is that there are parts of the world where customs and taboo make it very difficult for all male teams to be able to approach the women. But if you can't approach the women, you deny yourself an opportunity of really understanding the conditions on the ground. It is the normality of the women in a village, in a town, or a city that lets you know you're achieving peace.
Refusing to sit at the high table, the Admiral engages with leaders on the ground, reminding participants that leadership knows no gender. Ajuri Ngalale, Channels Television News.